What's up, hockey fans? I'm Brad with Undrafted Hockey Fan. And so today we're going to be talking about the Ottawa Senators versus Detroit Red Wings and Detroit Red Wings versus the Boston Bruins. Unfortunately, my wife and I had, actually, not unfortunately, we did go to the Ottawa game on, was it Thursday? So that was a ton of fun. It was a little nerve-wracking, but we did have a good time. It was a bit frustrating. The start of the game, but the end of the game was definitely a lot more exciting. So let's just jump into some of the. I'm going to go over the goals and everything, and kind of just talk about some of the breakdowns of it. So we're using NHL Edge here. If you can look on the screen, if you're on YouTube, if you're on podcast, I'll be walking you through all this stuff as well. And I will not be spoiling the score, but if you do know it, put it down in the comments and tell me what your thoughts are on it. So we're going to start. So using NHL Edge, okay, we have first. It was a Thomas Chabot goal with an assist by Fabian Zetterlund. A great pickup, by the way, by the Ottawa Senators. I think I'm super jealous. I honestly, I'm a Sharks fan. They're my second favorite team. Detroit's my number one. Definitely don't like the Ottawa Senators, which is a bit frustrating. I was like, honey, I don't know if we should go to this game. I feel like they're gonna lose because Ottawa currently is on a heater, and they always have. I mean, we think we've been to 3 or 4 Red Wings games against the Senators. I think they've lost all of them, and it's a bit frustrating. So, we're gonna go through these goals real quick. So. First period, about a little under 6 minutes played. So you have Dylan Larkin taking it down into the Red Wings zone. He chips it back, but no one was there to be able to get it. Sherratt was covering number 20. It was covering Fabian Zetterlund. Actually, I'm going to go back because Fabian Zetterlund actually was coming out of the box here. So this is a smart move by Sherratt is to say, hey, no, dude, Zetterlund's coming out. I got to be on him. So Larkin thinks, hey, there's a guy at the point. So I understand the mistake here. It just ended up being a really bad mistake. So Larkin passes back, thinking that Sherratt's there. Fabian Zetterlund is not there. And you can see that Chabot is coming out and breaking out. So you can see Chabot is breaking out over here. Not Chabot. That is 18. I think it's Tim Stützle. You see Zetterlund entering the zone. And Sherratt and Seider are covering them. That makes sense. It's very smart. And then you have it pass it over to Chabot at the top of the point. He takes it, rips it right past Lyon and of course right past Seider, and it goes right in. So that was a huge bummer, huge letdown. Again, the blunder play by Larkin was, in my opinion, the wrong. Like that was your captain, man. There's a bad play. I think there needs to be more communication there. And I think Larkin, by just blindly throwing it there, it was a bit irresponsible. I think, honestly, that's a very irresponsible of him. And he should be a little bit better on top of that. So, Tim Stützle, we have an unassisted goal here. So we're starting over. So you have Raymond breaking it down to the Ottawa zone, and he ends up getting stripped by Stützle. Oh, so what's Stützle in the other one? So the Stützle stripped it. He's walking down. So you're getting a change. You can see Tarasenko, Larkin, and Raymond are getting a little scrum over here. Which this is a bit frustrating because there was, like I said, it was a scrum over here. So and Larkin and Raymond were going, and you can see Seider's trying to take on Tim Stützle, and Tim Stützle is very fast. He's taking it around, walks it right around Seider. To me, Lyon probably should have pinched on that. It was a bit of a rough goal on that one. But to me, like it was a bit of a rough one, a bit rough. Also, you gotta look at this. If you're looking back, I'm gonna replay this again. You look at what Raymond and Brady, actually it was number 7, Brady Tkachuk. Brady Tkachuk was literally sitting on Raymond, and that should have been called. That the play should have been stopped with a call for interference. Absolutely, but again, it felt like refs were definitely on the Senators' side this time. I hate blaming the refs because it's like, but it gets a bit frustrating when you see stuff like this. And it feels like, and maybe I'm sure this is every hockey fan, but to me, it feels like the refs have it. It's like a 70-30, like 70% against the Red Wings, 30% for, because there are times when they do call things for the Red Wings that probably should have been called. And you hear this also with the NHL, ESPN announcers, and when they're talking on the games, they really fluff up the other teams. I feel like whenever we watch them, my wife and I watched the Boston game, and it felt like they were just giving their flowers to Boston, and then Red Wings kept getting crapped on. I'll be honest. So watching the back again, though, geez, National Energy, sorry, is a thunder. Holy smokes! Got it. Jeez. Okay, restart. Okay, we'll cut that, edit that out later. So what you can see is again, Raymond gets stripped by Tim Stützle. But again, Brady Tkachuk is literally sitting on Raymond. They're literally crossover right now, and Raymond's trying to get up, and the whole play is being distracted by that. Again, but that is, it's very unfortunate because you definitely need, and watching one more time back, you have 3 guys back, right? Tarasenko goes to the change, which I don't know if Tarasenko should have gone with the change there. I think he should have waited. In this case, but again, you have it's a 2-on-2, so it's definitely possible. You have again, Stützle just outworked Seider in this case, and I think Seider overall has had he's had an okay season. He's done well. I don't think he's had the best season this year. I think he's nursed an injury. I think he just looks a bit exhausted, and I understand that because he has been one of the biggest workhorses on this team. He's been putting in a ton of minutes. I mean, honestly, I'm actually even look at his minutes because when you look at a guy like Seider, he's absolutely the number 1 defenseman, and you have who's the other guy on the team you have is playing top line minutes. You have Sherratt, and it's like, well, that's not really your top line defenseman, right? It's not. To me, I would love Sherratt as a 3rd C. That would be or a 3rd D. Right now, currently, you have Seider playing 25 plus minutes a night. Edmonton and Sherratt are both playing about 21. And so you see that Seider's getting like a bulk. He's getting power play 1. He's getting penalty kill 1. So you can see he's just getting a huge workload, and it's a bit frustrating because again, if he's just getting outworked, and that happens again. Now you can start seeing Simon Edvinsson is taking on more of a role and everything, and we're seeing Albert Johansson get his time up as well. And then you saw like Gustafsson has been out for a bit, but Gustafsson was playing only 14 minutes. Like Hall plays 13 and a half. Petrie just got back. He just got back playing 17 and a half minutes. So some of these guys you're starting to have to, hopefully you get a better defenseman. And I really hope they go out and get a UFA defenseman on the left side that they can help like play harder minutes and take some minutes off of Seider so he doesn't have to work as hard, so he's not exhausted. His PP time, by the way, he's getting almost 3 minutes a night, and his shorthanded time is getting about 2 minutes a night. That is crazy. So it just give you an example of what's happening with this. So move on to so I don't want to move on for this though, because we do have a fight. So we did see that the way that Brady Tkachuk was taking out Raymond and everything. What ended up happening is that Simon Edvinsson ended up fighting Brady Tkachuk. Simon Edvinsson is massive, by the way. He's like 6'5", and they both got 5 minutes for fighting. To me, I think Brady Tkachuk kind of ragdolled Simon Edvinsson a little bit because I think in my opinion, this is Simon Edvinsson's really his first actual fight that I can even recall. So to me, like I think he doesn't understand. Sometimes in the SHL, the fighting doesn't happen like it does in the NHL. And so you have to understand, especially when you're playing like a powerhouse guy like Brady Tkachuk, he's just going to try and pull you because he's smaller than you at that point, at least in Edvinson's case. And he's going to ragdoll you, goodness gracious. And that's basically what it did. Like Brady Tkachuk ended up taking him, trying to swing him and everything. And then Edvinsson fell and everything. But to me, this is like, it's okay. Like we're going to see, it's like I said, it's his first fight. I'm okay with it. Like I want to see him thrive, and I want him to see more of that aggression, and I'm a big fan of that as well. So I'm going to the second period. We have a David Perron goal. Restarting this over here. So you have Seider taking it down and everything. It's still a 5-on-5 goal. Sherratt's walking it up. Sherratt dumps it down. And it bounces back. What the heck? Why did it bounce back? Let me see what ended up happening. Maybe I think it was something with the refs, I believe. He got fumbled with the refs, and then it gets repicked up by number 19 on Ottawa. Ottawa passes it up. Now the thing is, why was David Perron open like that? Right? Why was he able to walk this up? And Lyon did a good job challenging him, but David Perron gets him at the back end. Let's rewatch that again. So Seider's walking it up. Sherratt takes it up. Where is Perron? Perron in this case he's sitting on the edge. So this is again, we anticipated this is a ref thing, right? It bounces off the ref. I recall this now from being in there. And then, so it bounces off the ref. And then Seider is cheating up a little bit with Perron just getting the change out. So he's sitting on the blue line and everything and waiting to receive the puck. And again, Seider's cheating up because he's like, okay, dude, like, Sherratt's dumping this thing. It should be like in the zone. We should be okay. And then again, because Seider was cheating up, Perron gets a little bit of speed in the middle of the zone, takes it, walks it down, boom, boom, backhand, and on line. And this at this point, line gets pulled and Talbot comes in. And to me, it really was a game changer. It wasn't, again, did Lyon play terrible? No, but he wasn't saving them anything. He had like 7 saves on 10 shots. And again, it was one of those, like, was it Lyon's fault? I don't think it was Lyon's fault. But it, like, one goal might have been Lyon's fault. But to me, it was just a like, hey, we need to change the trajectory of this game. and get Talbot in. So, and it did help, right? So this goal ended up happening in the only 1.5 minutes in the second period. But you just see the guy started to try a little harder. And honestly, Allmark played phenomenally. He did a great job. And then, but the third period, we ended up getting about 5 minutes in, little over 5 minutes in. None other than Patrick Kane gets this goal. And so Red Wings are on a power play. Sider passes it down to Raymond. Raymond's walking it down, passed it to DeBrincat. DeBrincat to Larkin. Larkin fumbles a little bit. Raymond re-picks it up at the point or at the top of the circle. Walking it down Main Street, passes it over across to DeBrincat, and you watch as this is what you're going to see is you're going to see Patrick Kane walk in on Sanderson over here and puts the stick down, gets in there aggressively and deflects it in. Great little goal. Patrick Kane, always in a good spot. Again, that DeBrincat Patrick Kane connection is iconic. I honestly would resign. I would resign Patrick Kane again. Probably do a similar contract. Maybe give him $500,000 more if you want to. But to me, do it based on games played. The guy's getting older, but he can still absolutely produce. Just by show of this, it's his 19th goal of the season. Honestly, I think he clears 20 by the end of the season. And to me, like I said, he had a slow start at the start of the year, but he's been very, very good the rest of this year. If we're going so far this what he's done this year, Patrick Kane in 63 games has 52 points. I mean, pay a guy $5 million to do that. You absolutely do that. And again, it's Patrick Kane who levels up. To me, Patrick Kane levels up. I was telling my wife this, and my wife's like, why did Patrick Kane send it to the front of the net? No one was there. He's like, and I keep telling her, I said, Patrick Kane is smarter than most of the players on this team. And he's sending them to places, the puck to places that they need to be. It's the places that the players need to be, front of the net. Like he's guys aren't ready to grab the puck when Patrick Kane has the puck. They're like, oh, he's not going to get it to me. And somehow he gets it all the way across the ice to DeBrincat, who gets a shot off and gets goals, right? Happens all the time. So to me, Patrick Kane is just playing at another level with guys that they don't get it. They don't get it. So anyways, moving on to this next part, we're going to talk about next goal we have is Michael Amadio a couple minutes later. And so restarting this, we have Senators walking down number 20, drops it back to number 50 at the point, and then it gets fumbled. Oh, this is Red Wings? Oh, this is Red Wings. Oh, I apologize. Goodness gracious, I'm not paying attention to the colors. Okay, so Albert Johansson walks it down, walks it all the way back, drops it back to number 50, Dominic Shine. So mind you, this is the Red Wings third pair D. They have Justin Hall and Albert Johansson, and then this is their fourth line. Dominic Shine, an AHL who made his NHL debut this year at like 30 or 31 years old. We have Craig Smith, who was traded from the Chicago Blackhawks, and Tyler Mott, again, another guy who's kind of an AHLer at this point as well, AHL fringe NHLer. So you have Dominic Shine takes it, he's walking it, and he ends up fumbling. He's looking for a drop pass back to Justin Hall. Doesn't happen, and so it was a bad move. So you get a 2-on-0. Highmore passes it over to Amadio. Amadio takes it, and he gets the original rebound, and then it gets deflected in. And so that puts it up, the Senators up 4-1 against the Red Wings. But again, there's a huge push by the Red Wings. Lucas Raymond putting up in a wrist shot with 11:50 into the third period. So we're getting a reset here. You have Craig Smith passing it all the way down the ice. It catches number 32 catches it. Number 72 catches it for the Ottawa Senators. You have Casper putting on pressure. He tips it out. Raymond puts pressure on number 3, and then Casper ends up recollecting it, puts it on net. Raymond takes it, walks it, and pushes it right around Allmark. So it was a good, nice little wrister by Raymond for his 25th of the season. And this guy has been killing it this year so far. Lucas Raymond got 73 points in 73 games, point per game player for the first time in his career. Hopefully he finishes off the season like that. Very much enjoying that. And Tarasenko, this was a nice one by Tarasenko. I remember this as well. You have Simon Edmondson is behind the net, passes it up to number 15. That is Craig Smith. Craig Smith taking it down. And by the way, we saw a little bit of a mixture. So we saw you have Tarasenko, you have Comfort, and Craig Smith down out there. Petrie all the way. By the way, I think this is his first game. There's a second or third game back as well. Craig Smith's walking it down the point. You can see, by the way, you have Jeff Petrie who's pulling number 20 over as well. Craig Smith drops it back to JT Comfort. JT Comfort's walking it, gets down to the goal line. Waits and sets up and passes it right to Tarasenko in front. He handles it and real quick wrister into the goal. Great little play. We'd love to see that for Tarasenko. We definitely want to get him going. I want Tarasenko to get going because he's only got 30 points in 71 games, only 10 goals. And definitely the Red Wings play more defensive system. And that is one of the, Tarasenko's he's not going to thrive much in a defensive system. I also think you just need to get a Russian over here. Get a Russian over here and get a good buddy with him. So that way that he can connect with him. So, but that was the last goal of the Red Wings as well. And so that was, you have a good, tough pushback, a 4-3 win by the Ottawa Senators, but the Red Wings pushed back really well. So to me, it was a bummer. It's tough, but it was a good effort. Again, an Ottawa Senators team who is just so freaking hot. I mean, if you're looking at what they're doing so far this year, in their last 10, they're 7-3-0. I mean, and they're sitting in that first wild card spot very comfortably as well. So to me, this is they're pretty much a lock for the playoffs in my opinion. Montreal has an opportunity to catch them. They have 77 points. They have, and the Ottawa Senators have 83 points. But to me, with 10 games left, and they're 6 points ahead, or they're 6 points ahead. So it's a tough jump to make, but it's doable by the Montreal Canadiens. So we'll see. So we're taking a quick break from DraftKings, and then we will be back right after this to do the Boston game. This NHL season has been as predictable as a puck rolling on edge. No one knows where it's going, and that just means there's time for your favorite team to figure things out and games left for you to get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official betting partner of the NHL. It's super easy for first-timers to get started. Try betting on something simple like picking a team to win. Go to DraftKings Sportsbook app, select your team, and place your first bet. If you're new to DraftKings, listen up. New customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use the code THPN. That's code THPN for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort. 21 plus, age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. New customers only. Bonus bets expire 160 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. NHL and the NHL Shield are registered trademarks of the National Hockey League. NHL and NHL team marks are the property of NHL teams and it's of the NHL and its teams. And we are back. And so we were talking about the Boston game. I got to pull up right here. And I did the first goal that we want to talk about with Marco Kasper. But first, we do have to talk about one other thing that happened before this game, before this goal ended up happening. We did have a fight in this game. So actually, I guess, let me rephrase. We had a fight before the goal. And so we have Detroit Red Wings. Alex DeBrincat goes along the boards. I'm not going to put it on the screen in this case. So audio lessons, you're lucky. So DeBrincat goes behind the net, and Andrew Peeke squishes his head, and you can see he's kind of curling down, not having a good time. He gets up, skates after Andrew Peeke, and starts the fight with him, and they just start pumping each other. And honestly, DeBrincat does a great job. He's 5'8", he's got a lot of spunk, and we love the energy that he brings him. To me, it was a pretty good fight on both sides. But like I said, it was again, I can't put it on my YouTube videos because they'll get demonetized. But to me, this is a great little, hey, go watch the fight. Again, DeBrincat just brings so much energy. This is the same guy that last year tried to fight did fight Roman Josi of the Nashville Predators. So this is a guy that you can see he's a ton of energy, and this is a good energy switch. This is setting the tone for the season, right? We just covered the Ottawa Senators versus the Detroit Red Wings. This was a great setter, right? Hey, we're not going to get bullied by you, Boston. And so he definitely set the tone in this case. And then seriously, this is before the first goal again, we get another fight happening. So we saw Tyler Mock get hit by Henry Jokiharju, and then Tyler Mock get hit by Austin Watson hit Patrick Mott, and then Austin Watson hit Patrick Brown, and then Austin Watson and Jacob Lauko got into a scrum as well. They got into a fight. That tilt was no joke. You got to rewatch. Look up Austin Watson fight Jacob Lauko, Lauko. Watson kicked his ass, dude. he fucking pummeled him, dude. And so to me, this is a great fight. It was a ton of fun. There's so many good camera angles that LCA got. They got an over the top one, dude, where they're just feeding him fists, dude. It was a great great game. So again, and this is, and I'm honestly, this is huge. It was a great like setter of the mood. Hey, we're not going to take your stuff, dude. And again, Watson's getting a 10-minute for that, but dude, absolutely worth it. Again, and to take out Mason Lohrei, like you have Austin Watson, you're basically 12th, 13th forward. Absolutely let him do that. So let's go on to the goals of this Detroit Red Wings versus the Boston Bruins. Pretty low event game, I'll be honest. 22 shots by the Red Wings, 21 by the Bruins. My wife even was saying, like, dude, this is a boring game. But to me, any win for the Red Wings, I'm happy with. So, so we can talk. We have there's a little bit of a miss with Raymond. Raymond tried to take it, and then Casper ends up passing it back to Jeff Petrie. Jeff Petrie takes it back to the point. You see Casper circling around the center right here, kind of waiting back. Casper does a great job playing more of a defensive role. He's more of a to me, he's honestly broke out and very impressively with the Red Wings. If we're looking at his points so far, he got 30 points, 68 games. He's actually leading rookies in goal scoring since January 1st at the start of the year. So that's huge. I mean, that's absolutely huge. So especially for someone you want to see as a rookie, like you absolutely want to see that. So moving on, we have the Boston Bruins. So Casper's waiting back. Raymond gets it, deflects it because he's trying to dump it in. And you can see number 6 for the Boston Bruins reclaims the puck at the blue line. And Pastrnak, number 6 is looking to feed Pastrnak, number 88 here. And Casper, seeing that he's going to try and feed it up to him, gets the interception, grabs it right at the blue lines, walking it down, and just gets a nice little wrister or snapshot and puts it right on. This is Boston, so that would have been Swayman, dude. So right on Swayman, great little wrister, great way to start the period off. Again, only a little after 5 minutes in the period. Awesome, love to see that. Moving on to the second period, though, we have Lucas Raymond. Lucas Raymond comes in, so restarting this. Lucas Raymond, we have DeBrincat behind the net, passes it up to Dylan Larkin. This is behind the Boston net, by the way. This is a power play goal as well. DeBrincat passes it to the point to Larkin. Larkin taking it, passes it over to Seider. Seider's at the point, getting pressure for number 18 on Boston. Seider passes it down to Patrick Kane. So much patience this guy has. He just waits, he waits, passes it back to Seider because now 18 has been drawn by Kane. Seider over to Raymond. Raymond rips and puts a nice slap shot into the net. His 26th goal of the season, 33 assists for Seider, 33 assists for Patrick Kane. Again, these guys are putting up great numbers. Seider, by the way, has 40 points, 73 games. A solid. Again, we talked about his time on ice so far this year. 40 points is very solid. Does not beat his rookie number. I believe he had a 52 in his rookie year. Just really honestly let loose in his first year. He had 50 points in 82 games. This guy, by the way, has not missed a game since his NHL debut. So love to see that for him. He'll probably be a little bit more of his point total by the end of the season. But to me, this is a kid that he has more in the tank. I think you can put up 50 to 60 points. Not the point getter, though, right? He's not really your big point getter, but he is going to be your all-around two-way defenseman. If you look at guys like a Erik Karlsson or like a Evan Bouchard, those are high offensive guys, right? This is more of and I'm not saying in the sense of Seider, but he is more of a Quinn Hughes. He's good defensively and offensively, but in this case, Seider is 6'3". Quinn Hughes is not 6'3". So, but definitely can move and everything and move and shake. So, but this is not the end of the game yet. In the second period, we see a Morgan Geekie goal. Moving over here, so we have Pastrnak walking into the zone, drops it back to Morgan Geekie. Morgan Geekie back to number 6 on Boston at the point. This is a power play goal as well, so it's a 5 on 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's a 4 on 4. No, oh yeah, it's a 4 on 4 right now. And so you see Pastrnak walking, he's walking, tips it, and then number 39 just tips it right from Pastrnak. Great little tip. By the way, Pastrnak has 51 assists. That's very impressive. Again, a nice little goal, but the Red Wings do end up winning this one. Again, low event hockey. And I was telling my wife at the game when we were watching the game, it was like, hey, dude, like, what's happening? And I'm like, dude, they're chilling. They're trying to be like not too crazy. They're trying to be like, hey, like, it's okay. And so to me, I don't mind low event as long as they win. I just want them to win right at this point, because they're currently, if you look at the standings, they were a point out of the playoff spot. Red Wings currently have 74 points, and they, in between them and the Montreal Canadiens, who have 77, you have the Islanders with 74, Blue Jackets with 75, Rangers with 77, and Montreal Canadiens with 77. They have to beat out all those teams. So basically, they need to go on a heater. I don't think the Red Wings end up making the playoffs this year, which is a big bummer. But to me, it's crazy because they're 4-6-0. Like, they're, of the teams that are left, like, they have, like, they're right in the middle. Like, no one wants this spot, and it's incredibly infuriating. And I'm like, dude, if you're gonna be the Red Wings, just die already and just, like, be bad. But again, I know that's not how teams are built, and so that's how it is, man. It's a bummer, but it's exciting. I am excited. I'm excited. It's gonna be cool. So. One other thing I wanted to talk about. Lastly, we're gonna pull off of the game mode again. We have Red Wings beat Boston 2-1. They lose 4-3 to the Senators. But to me, one other thing I want to talk about is I just talk about the Red Wings needing a defenseman and everything. And what we just saw is Jacob Chikrin, a guy on the Washington Capitals, get a massive contract, right? And so if we go to the Washington Capitals Puckpedia page, we could see Jacob Chikrin signs 8 years at $9 million a year, which is a ton of money. It's a huge raise for him. He was making 4.6 on a 6-year deal. And now with the cap going up, he is making, again, $9 million over the next 8 years. So it looks like he's got a full-blown no movement clause for a long time. And then he goes to a note. Looks like it's a no trade, modified no trade, 21 team no trade list. And for the rest of the contract, pretty much, up until the last year, it becomes a 15 team no trade list. So, with him, you got to look at this guy of what he's produced in his games. Not a huge point getter, but 44 points, 67 games. Again, it's similar to what we saw with Seider. Seider got an $8.3 million, I believe it was $8.55 million per year for 7 years, not even 8 years. So Jacob Chikrin on a little bit of higher production in less games with the Washington Capitals is outperforming Moritz Seider. Again, Seider is, by the way, the huge age difference though. Seider is only 23 years old. Jacob Chikrin is 26. So when Jacob Chikrin was going to be getting something similar to this on the open market. And to me, it looks like Washington really liked him enough to keep him. And so I think we have to start to recalibrate that. There's guys that the Red Wings should be looking at. There's one defenseman that someone brought to my attention recently, who is a UFA that could be hitting the market, and we know is looking to get paid as well. So he's on the LA King, and that is Vladislav Gavrikov, a left-handed shot D-man, plays in the second pair over there. 25 points, 72 games. Currently making $5.875 million. He got a 2-year contract 2 years ago because he's like, hey, cap is flat. Like, I want to make my money later. He's 29 years old. To me, I think this is a guy that in free agency, which would cost you nothing besides money, you could acquire this guy. He's going to cost you around $8 million, probably for like 6-7 years. But this is a guy that I could see them trying to get, who had a very good season. He's a little down in I guess he's 70. On the Columbus Blue Jackets in 21-22, he had 33 points in 80 games. So to me, like, he can play, he can do well. And so to me, I don't mind signing a guy like this. The other one that would cost a lot, because it's going to cost a lot in the sense of money and trade value as well. The other one I would like to see the Red Wings trying to pursue is a Rasmus Andersson. I don't know if it's as much of a priority though, because he is a right-handed defenseman, and the Red Wings are going to have Moritz Seider, Axel Sandin-Pellikka coming up as well. Probably it might end up playing next year. It might end up playing this year, honestly. And Rasmus Andersson is playing he got a trade for him. He's got a good cap hit at $4.55 million. He's has the contract from end of this year or end of next year even. So, if you trade from over the summer, you're getting that year at a cheaper contract. So, and you have to give up assets to be able to trade for him, right? So you have to consider that again. This is another guy. It's going to be 29 years old when he hits free agency. Do you want to sign a 29-year-old guy, or do you want to bring someone up? So to me, those are some free agents that I could see them bringing up. I would say the nice thing is with the Red Wings is they do have a couple of guys that are RFAs that are coming that need new contracts, who are defensemen that can come up. or they could be called up as well. So you have an Emil Vero, who is a left-handed shot defenseman. I don't know if they qualify him. He only had 5 points in 56 games, but very defensively minded, which may be a good addition in that case. So you already have a Sherratt, you have a Edvinsson, and you have a Gustafsson. If they end up moving Gustafsson, I could see them bringing him up in Emil Vero, because you can just put Edvinsson on the second power play unit. Again, you could play him on the like as a defensive position, right? On the penalty kill, maybe even that'd be really nice. And then you have a Shai Buium, who is he's in the first year of his pro contract. He's got 23 points in 59 games. I would love to see him as well. He's a left-handed D as well. I rather you bring up Shai Buium, but he is an RFA. And again, you have he's in the first year of the ELC, so you can kind of wait on him maybe. Again, Emil Vero, bring him up for a year, see how it works. If it doesn't work out, let him go. Then you have Antti Tuomisto, is a right-handed defenseman, 24 years old. He's going to need a new contract. I believe is he an RFA at the end of this? He is an RFA until 2025. So he is an RFA this year, and then he's arbitration eligible. He's a second round pick from 2019. One of Irishman's first draft. He's 6'5" right-handed defenseman. And I feel like the stats and everything, they don't blow you away. I mean, he's got 24 points in 56 games. I'm like, that's definitely that's a good guy that you'd like to have up. And again, a William Wallinder as well. He's just under 22, left-handed defenseman. There's plenty of defensemen you can bring up, but there are guys maybe you want to let him cook. I think an Antti Tuomisto would be a great addition for the Red Wings, a kind of right-handed defenseman. Let's say you move Hall out this year, who is a guy that you can absolutely move. You bring up he'll be on his last year of his contract at $3.4 million. Jeff Petrie, another right-handed defenseman, he's going to be gone at the end of this year. So you're going to need to start filling these guys in. So maybe you bring in Axel Sandin-Pellikka, you bring in you leave Shai Buium down there maybe. You bring up Antti Tuomisto, and then you bring in another right-handed defenseman, for cheap. Or again, I don't know. It's a little bit fluid, but there are some options, which is really exciting for the Red Wings that they have options here. So let me know what your thoughts are on this. We can go over any of the contract stuff. I love going over contract stuff. It's my favorite. I love cap stuff. Like making all this stuff work and mind meld. It's fun for me. It's a ton of fun. So let me know what your thoughts are. Hit like, subscribe. Love you guys. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.